I hope it's okay. I just wanted to tell you all a little bit about me. Obviously, I recognise a few faces on the call, but I guess I just wanted to give you a bit of background and explain kind of why I'm here and why I wanted to chair this group. So I started my technology career installing BlackBerry enterprise servers, believe it or not, back in those days when we had such things, for a London-based mobile technology company. And what really excited me about technology was its kind of power to achieve and its power to change things. And I always talk about, you know, tech for good, tech that can achieve what we want to achieve, the tool that can enable us to do that. So it was from there and on that kind of basis that I started my own business. So that's the Emerald Group based in Warwickshire, Leamington. And we're a predominantly operational IT business, so IT project management and infrastructure for mostly SMEs, some of the low productivity SMEs in particular that Adam referred to, and charities as well, and kind of organisations that just haven't kind of quite got to grips with how they harness technology. So they're not at the kind of frontier end. They're very much kind of how do we use this? How do we use, you know, this kind of even mobile and cloud world? How do we kind of take more advantage of that? So that's my day job, and that's kind of what's been driving me there. But from that, when the Emerald Group got to kind of $1 million in turnover and entered the scale-up space, so we went from kind of start-up to scale-up, I realised what an ecosystem there is out well, it started in Coventry and Warwickshire really, but that was my engagement with the local enterprise partnership. And obviously, with any of these things, when you kind of start talking to people, they quickly find you jobs and roles to do. And in 2016, I was appointed to the board of the Coventry and Warwickshire Local Enterprise Partnership, predominantly to champion digital and digital companies in the area. And then that's taken me on an incredible journey, a bit like Ian and Alex were saying. I mean, I met Ian Mansell and Heike and Val and, you know, a few of the people on this call through the kind of the engagement from the local enterprise partnership with the combined authority and some of the things that we were trying to do with digital at scale. And that kind of brings me back to really why I'm here and why I wanted to get involved with the Smart City Alliance, because I think the value of the West Midlands is in that collaboration. It is in us coming together and looking to achieve things at scale. And with my Coventry and Warwickshire hat on, I formed the Digital Creative Business Group, and we became a kind of industry sounding board for the main Met board, but we also became somewhere that could kind of accelerate activity, and it's that kind of background that I want to bring to the Smart City Alliance. So it was interesting, the conversations that we had about challenges, because one of the things that we have done as a digital creative business group is kind of unlock very small pots of money, but that can really accelerate projects that otherwise wouldn't happen. So it's almost pre-seed funding. So we're talking about the Civic Innovation Accelerator and things like that, very exciting. But actually, I want to kind of look at grassroots. What are we doing on the ground that can help to bring these ideas and these new collaborations forward? And one of the success stories of the Digital Creative Business Group, which I think hopefully will soon be in the press, is the challenge that we launched about using technology to regenerate and reinvigorate our high streets after COVID. And that we managed to get, just 90k of money from Warwickshire County Council, which then just was able to unlock and accelerate some very exciting, very new projects. And it sounds like that's part of what you guys have been doing here, and I'd love to bring that work together so that we can do it region wide. So I'm conscious of time, and I'm sure Devon wants to introduce herself as well. So I guess wanted to leave you with a few things to think about. So thinking about perhaps, so actually one of the things I just want to stress is that I agreed to chair this group in my capacity as the co-founder of Emerald. So you may have seen that I am very grateful to recently been appointed chair of Coventry and Warwickshire Local Enterprise Partnership, but I'm not here in that capacity. I do enough boards on the WMCA in that capacity. In this capacity, I'm here as me and my passion really for using technology for good. So that's why I want to be part of this group, because I think that's where our alliance is. But I do want us to think about some terms of reference or something that can kind of guide us as we move forward. Some of the involvement we might want to have in these challenges that Adam talked about, net zero, health, vulnerable adults. Do we want to start something earlier, kind of pre-seed, so that we can support those consortiums as perhaps they go into Innovate UK funding, into accelerators. So thinking about how we're going to work at the grassroots and some of that. Do we want to look at ecosystem mapping? I think Vicky made a great point. There's so much exciting activity going on, but for someone new to this, I've been in it 6-7 years and I still don't understand it all and how it all interlinks. So is that something we want to push for, to map the West Midlands and our tech ecosystem? And how do we want to keep in touch from a community point of view? I know these meetings are bi-monthly and that's great, but do we want a space on the grid or something similar for ourselves? Do we want a Trello board? How do we want to keep in touch in between meetings and fire ideas off of each other? So I think that's enough from me. That was just to kind of set the scene for hopefully what we can do, building on the foundations of Ian and Alex's great work over the last 3 years. And yeah, I don't know, Devon, if you want to introduce yourself as well.
I'm happy to, if there's a minute for that, Ian and Pam. Yes, and Alex. Oh, wonderful, lots of nods. Hi, everyone. I'm Devon Geary. You've probably noticed from my accent, I don't come from here. I'm originally from the States. I studied English literature and trauma theory at undergraduate level, spent the first few years of my career in disability services and higher education, then decided to come to the UK for a very, very practical master's degree called Shakespeare and Creativity. It was wonderful. And that's how I've made it into technology. I learned about civic Shakespeare as part of my master's degree, which was all about taking the theoretical concepts, taking Shakespeare out of the classroom, out of the theater, and seeing what impact he can have on the community. And that, combined with my background in the charity sector and with people from disadvantaged socioeconomic backgrounds, sort of led to my interest in civic tech and tech for good. So I ran the first Tech for Good event with Birmingham Tech Week. I'm the Tech for Good lead, and then I sit with the board, taking all the minutes and doing all of the admin things there. And I am so excited to be coming into this role, stepping into Ian's very, very big shoes, Network and Partnerships Manager. I'll be starting next Thursday, the 11th, so I will probably be reaching out to all of you in February and March to say hello. And yes, Sarah, I did see on your LinkedIn profile that you come from an English lit background, so I was very excited to see that. Expect some artsy things in the next year, I would suspect. But yes, I think my job will mostly be to have conversations with everyone and kind of be the bumblebee going between people and connecting people and having conversations. So as of the 11th, I will be here and very excited to learn about what you're doing and help you get connected in with the right parts of the West Midlands Combined Authority digital roadmap. So yes, and very excited to see you all. So hello, thank you.